can kind of start.
Yeah, and Donkey Kong Bonanza
Looks crazy.
looks sick, dude.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
I was a little disappointed at first when it wasn't Mario.
Yeah,
But then when they did the full reveal, it was
yeah,
it
looks
kind of
great,
blew
man.
me away.
Yeah, it looks great. And then like, some of the, and again, it's weird. Like the Zeldas are part of NSO. Like the upgrade is free, but then not everything is free. Am I understanding that right?
No, everything should be free with NSO.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Kirby and Pikmin, or not Pikmin, Kirby and Jamboree, I think, is included.
So, I mean, theoretically, you could just buy
By Switch version.
the Switch version.
I mean,
and
that
then,
was like the PS5 stuff.
yeah.
Like Horizon, what was it, like Horizon or Last of Us was technically cheaper to just buy the PS4 version and then get the upgrade.
It's weird. Yeah, that's weird. But I mean, they still, I know they want to push NSO, so I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
talk
it's
about it
almost better. It's probably better for them to get you into their NSO ecosystem than it is to sell you an upgrade. And we don't even know how much the upgrades are. I think we know the yen, and it like converts between $10 and $20.
Yeah, and that's
depending on the
like
game.
$20 is like crazy for an upgrade. I mean, I know. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know,
maybe
man.
for like that makes sense for Kirby since that has like actual new content.
Yeah.
But
The Zelda stuff looks really cool. Like they added like a bunch of like voiceovers in there for like some of the landmarks and stuff.
oh, the Google Maps.
Yeah.
Google Maps.
Yeah. Like that stuff's cool. Like
Like
they
they added achievements too via the
achievements. Yeah.
app. I mean, that's cool stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be playing. I'll be checking that stuff out.
Yeah.
And like all the my wallet's gonna fucking hurt so bad.
Because I'm probably gonna buy the Pro controller.
Yeah. Which I mean that being $80 is not a big deal. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Joy-Cons are 90 now, but they have more tech in them. So I mean, it went from 80 to 90. So like that stuff, like I'm not too. It's just, man, it's like everything goes up, and then also the games as well. It's like, is it corporate greed? Is it getting it, like you said? Is it getting ahead of the tariffs? Like, come on, like give people a break.
And then, okay, I'm gonna save my stuff for for the podcast.
Yeah,
I think we could just. I think we should go through the direct.
Okay.
Talk about the announcements and then get into all the other stuff from the other shoe dropping after the direct.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, we are live. I'm going to go ahead and pull some stuff up real quick.
Okay.
Do you have all the announcements and stuff?
Yeah, I have them up.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna do the opening, and then we'll dive in.
Okay.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a bonus episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast. We are hot off the heels. Well, not quite hot off the heels, but we are past the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct presentation. It was an incredible Direct, I think. They had a lot of great showings and a lot of cool features. But there's also some negativity going on. We're definitely going to talk about that because it's not all, I don't know, rainbows and butterflies in the gaming industry right now, especially if you're over on Twitter or any other social media platform. It's been highs and it's been lows, and we'll definitely talk about it. But my name is Harrison, and join my brother Nick as always. Nick, how are you doing on this Wednesday?
I'm good, man. I had so much excitement going in this morning. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I went to the gym.
Nice.
Hit chest day. It was great. Then went straight to Biscuitville.
Yep.
And then came home, heated up my biscuit in my air fryer, took a shower, then made some coffee. It was a really great morning.
Yeah.
I didn't have anyone messaging me at work either, which was really nice. No interruptions. Just could watch the show.
Unfortunately, I had like a little quick pop-up meeting that started at 9 and it didn't end until 9:30. So I had it on mute beside me, and I was just looking over at my screen. I was like, cool. Okay. So I missed most of the beginning, like all the audio. So I went back and I did watch all that. And and I think it stopped right around when they were showing off like the Zelda upgrades and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I got the meat of the like all the gaming announcements. So I'm glad I didn't miss that. But Nick, let's just dive right in. Thoughts on the direct itself?
I thought the direct itself was fantastic.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it was
with Mario.
Perfect. Yeah, opening with Mario was that was a perfect opener. I think showing the full reveal of Mario Kart Worlds and showing everything about it. It's kind of like an open world Mario. You can go wherever you want. You can race between tracks. Like the concept sounds really cool. There's that elimination mode where the top players make it through to each track, but you're kind of like driving kind of across the world in between tracks, which is a really cool concept. And like it's like based off of what I saw, there's a ton of customization with the characters. There's and there's like the grinding and the wall riding too. Like all of that looks
cool.
incredible. And there's so many random characters, just like like the cow from Mario. Yeah, sure, whatever. You can play it. You can.
Yeah, they I mean, with the massive success that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was, I mean, they could have absolutely kind of phoned it in and just gave us another one of those with a bunch of new maps. But creatively, it looks awesome. I mean, like the free roam is specifically what I wanted. I wanted something that was I could get away from just the kind of traditional races and have like a big world that I could explore. In the cart. I mean, it really gives me like Burnout Paradise kind of vibes. Like that's the type of racing games that
I love
as well. Yeah. Forza Horizon, like stuff like that. It's so cool. So I'm sure the game will be chock full of like secrets and collectibles and stuff that you can get. It's exactly what I wanted. Like I wanted Nintendo to make me interested in Mario Kart because I just wasn't. I'd played a decent amount of 8, but I haven't played it in a few years. It's just never been my kind of cup of tea. And this looks awesome. Enough for me to pre-order or not pre-order, but opt into the $500 edition that's coming.
Yeah. This made me happy that they stuck with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe over the Switch generation and really took their time to develop this new concept for Mario Kart, because this seems like a real evolution of Mario Kart where
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while, it seems like it's pretty different. So that's good.
Yeah. Well, nice. Well, okay. Next up after that was the reveal of like all the console specs, right?
Yeah, which was surprising because like they normally don't talk about like that type of stuff. And when they started mentioning 4K and FPS between, and then like they showed off Metroid. I'm like, dude, like this is an insane system. Like Xbox and PlayStation can't even hit 120 in 4K. So like for this to do it, they didn't mention like DLSS, which I'm assuming is in there. If you look at the spec sheet, it just says custom NVIDIA chip. So we assume that DLSS is part of that, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to see that type of stuff. So it was cool. Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think from a system standpoint, this is kind of everything we want, right? It has 1080p screen. It plays, like up to 120 frames per second. It outputs in 4K. It seems like the battery life is decent, between 2.5 and 6.5 hours. That was revealed in their spec sheet.
It's
later on
today. It sounds pretty standard with handheld.
Yeah, pretty
devices.
Standard, pretty decent. It'll like your mileage will vary depending on what game you're playing.
Yeah.
And then like just a bunch of like quality life features with like the ecosystem itself. Like the Pro controller has the headphone jack. There's 2 USB-C ports.
It's got the little paddles on the back now, the new buttons.
Yeah, the paddles
and the map to whatever you want. That's
really cool.
That's cool. How did you feel about the camera and just like the voice chat and stuff? And I felt like they spent a little bit too long for my liking on that.
That was a little bit too long.
But I mean, I think it's they did confirm that you can use any USB-C camera, so you don't have to use theirs. you don't want to, because I mean the video quality didn't look super great, but also
Yeah.
the camera's $50, so it's like it's not like it's a huge asking price.
Yeah, it's not too expensive, and
I thought it was cool. Like I think that kind of like not revolutionizes like handheld and traditional like top box gaming, but it's definitely like an iteration, I guess. Like not, I mean, I know there's like built-in Discord with like Xbox and PlayStation, but for just to be right into the like the software and the UI, I think it's really cool. Am I going to use it that often? I don't know,
probably not.
but it's cool that it's there, you know?
Yeah.
And it looked choppy, like even on their video too. So it's like, how good is it really gonna appear?
I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't think I'm going to use it that much, to be honest. And my problem with Nintendo with these things sometimes is they act like they're the people to invent like chatting and social interactions, and
Yeah,
like that's why they spent so long on it. When Xbox and PlayStation and Steam and PC have been doing that for years and years and years, and they're catching up. So
yeah. I mean, it
we'll
started
see
out
how
with
much I
like
use
Xbox Live.
this.
I mean, it's been like 20 years ago.
Yeah, you've been able to
Come
party up
on.
with people for years and years and years now. So I think they spent a little bit too long on
Yeah.
this one. I mean, it is what it is. And I wish the C button would have been for something a little bit cooler. Maybe
Yeah.
like that casting thing where you can, I don't know, have a second screen or something. But I guess you can technically like share your games with other people that don't have the game, and you can do that online as well. So that's a really cool
I
feature.
think
they're
I
adding.
think it's local only for that.
Is it local? I thought it was
I think
online.
it's local only.
Hmm.
Up to 4 people maybe. Which is cool. I mean, like one person has Mario Kart and they can, you can play with your friends. So I mean, that's at least that's something. I mean, they didn't have to do that. So it's
Yeah.
kind of similar to like what they did with the DS and 3DS, right? Like you could play with your friends on
Yeah. Yeah.
some sort of multiplayer games. So at least it's something.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, what do they spend like 10 minutes going over specs
Yeah.
and like all the new functionalities, and then they talked about what the Switch 2 enhanced games. Was that the
Yeah.
next part of it?
Yeah.
So
They showed off Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Jamboree, which they also not only is it upgraded, but it added like a new like TV mode or something that uses like the camera, which is whatever, I don't know. And then they showed off like Kirby. Kirby's getting like a whole new like side story, which is
looks really cool.
really cool. So and if it's part of NSO, I'll definitely check that out. I love Kirby.
Yeah. I am extremely pumped to play both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom at 60 frames per second, presumably 1080p.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be 60, 4K 60, but I mean that's extremely cool. And then the Zelda Notes, feature on the Nintendo application with like achievements and like navigation stuff, like all that seems really cool. I don't know how much I'll use it outside of like looking at like my stats and comparing it to global stats and looking at
I mean, we've already
stuff.
beaten the hell out of this game, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
but shit ton of them, so
yeah.
And then they showed off Metroid Prime 4, which
so much
in my
better.
opinion looked a lot better than
like I know I like I understand, like I know it was in 4K, like the upload, the YouTube video, whatever, which was like an immediate giveaway that hey, okay, yes, this thing is doing 4K. But even like the textures and stuff around, like it just looked so much better. I can't wait to try this thing in mouse mode, which we got confirmed as well.
Sorry, I just choked on water.
Choked on some water.
Choking out over here. Yeah, the sorry, my voice is gonna sound weird for a minute. Mouse mode looks really cool.
Yeah.
Mouse mode. I'm interested to try it out. I don't know how much I'm going to use it because you kind of need to either be at a desk or have it in tabletop mode somewhere. What's up, Adam? We are getting the Switch too. It was announced today.
Yeah.
Boy,
June
We're
5th.
picking up June
Yeah.
5th.
Yeah, super excited about. Yeah, that looks really cool. I guarantee you they'll release some sort of desk like mat or something with Nintendo branding on it.
I bet
And
it'll
then
be like a
that
$40
one
mat.
like
Yeah.
what was like the
Oh, driving something. Dragon
it's
Drive.
450 Adam the base unit or 500 with Mario Kart
Yeah.
bundled in, which will save you $30 if you're interested in Mario Kart. Yeah, that was an odd one. I saw some memes
Yeah,
going around that was like they went from arms to wheels.
that looks super unfun to play. I'm not gonna lie. Just the
Yeah, I
way
don't.
they showed it off, like the dual mouse, like having to ramp your
Yeah,
arms to move the wheelchair.
it
Like
was interesting. It was like a
that was a weird
yeah,
showcase. I know they're gonna show it off more at the Treehouse event tomorrow and Friday, but
yeah,
God, I'm so not interested in that game at all. Unlike
yeah.
Arms,
It's
which I was interested in,
okay, that one
but
was really weird. I don't know,
yeah,
but
they needed one
nonetheless, it
game.
looks cool. Like it's gonna be a neat feature, I think.
Yeah, and then they showed off Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which
Why isn't that
is
free?
basically it's basically Astro's Playroom, but for Switch. This is just the dumbest decision that they
Yeah,
could possibly make. Why would this be a paid release? Why would it not be like it's literally a tour of
of
the
the Switch
Switch
too.
2. Like it's so
Well, I mean,
stupid not to
it's
include
I
it.
think it's like the history is like we use Wii Sports that Nintendo absolutely wanted to make that like a paid thing, but Reggie
Yeah.
was like very insistent on no, this thing needs to be, free or included with the Switch. And obviously Reggie isn't there anymore, and Nintendo's kind of methodology is like, we spend the time to develop this. Why should we give this away to you for free? And I get that. But like, come on, like this should absolutely be part of the system.
And I think that's part of a theme that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll save that for after.
Yeah, we'll say that for after.
um
But yeah, I was about to say Elden Ring. Elden Ring got shown off, which was,
yes.
I mean, we knew it was coming. Like, come on.
That's like the flagship third party showcase game right there. It's like, oh, we have Elden Ring.
Is that $60, $59.99 like it normally was?
I bet it is because it includes Shadow of the Erdtree as well.
It does include, okay, it does include
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm willing to bet it's $60.
And it's got like
Hell, it might be 70.
some torrent customization too, like some skins for torrent.
Torrent
See,
and I think some extra armor, like
I
additional
kind of
armor.
wish they would have had like some Link stuff in there. Like that would have been really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's coming. Is that coming day one? No, that's just 2025.
Yeah, 2025.
Well, we have Split Fiction coming on day one.
Yep.
Madden is coming. NBA 2K. Hades 2 is 2025. Borderlands 4 is coming.
Yeah,
whenever
EA
that
is
game
not
launches.
missing out on the Switch 2.
Yeah, they're not making the same mistake again. I did notice a lack of Ubisoft here today, aside from Star Wars Outlaws. I wonder if Ubisoft is one of the developers that didn't get a lot of dev kits because they were so volatile, or because
Maybe.
like they're so prone to leaks. I wonder if they were held
that
back.
is a possibility. I mean, I know, Ubisoft in the past has been burned. I mean, you look at Mario and Rabbids, like that second one did not sell well for them at all.
It sold a few million.
Yeah, but it didn't sell enough for Ubisoft standards.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, what is? I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of a little bit like Square, and they kind of overestimate what they think they can sell. No new Smash was announced, Adam, but I guarantee you we'll have it in the next couple of years for sure. And then yeah, like Zombie U, like obviously they got burned pretty hard with that one. Red Steel 2 back in the day on the Wii, also burned pretty hard. So
yeah,
I mean, they've been burned a little bit by Nintendo. We'll see Assassin's Creed. I mean, I guarantee that's going to come at some point. Shadows and maybe Mirage. So we'll see that stuff. Just they were. Yeah, normally they're present at these kind of things, but yeah, for some reason they just weren't.
Yep. And then we're also getting Cyberpunk 2077.
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, Intergrade.
I will definitely be playing that on the Switch. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, nice. Street Fighter 6, Civ 7, Switch 2 edition.
Street Fighter's getting amiibos, which is super random, but also cool.
Yeah, that's weird.
Four new Zelda amiibos.
Amiibos are back, man. They're
coming with Hyrule. What was it? Age of not Calamity. Age of something War.
What is that? What is it? Age of
something.
Dude, what is that game called?
But yeah, there's a new Hyrule Warriors game coming. Looks really good. We're getting like the backstory of like Zelda.
Age of Imprisonment.
That's it. Of what happened to Zelda during Tears of the Kingdom. So it's I think it's in the timeline for Zelda. So that's super awesome. Yeah. I really like Age of Calamity. This looks really good as well. We're also getting a Minoru amiibo coming at a later point as well, which is 5 new Zelda amiibo, which is awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited about this one because it'll likely be 60 frames per second, and Age of Calamity was running at 30, and it was not a locked 30. So it was pretty rough on the Switch. It dipped a lot. So
it wasn't a great experience. But so this one should be much better. So I'm pretty excited for that. That's coming in 2025, right? Did we get a release date for that one or no?
It's coming 2025. No release date yet.
I think they said winter 2025. So
yeah, in like Metroid Prime 4, why don't we have a release date for that either? Is that going to be a June showcase thing where they announce it for like October or November? Are they going to announce it with Pokemon Legend ZA and Kirby Air Riders? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. But yeah,
Speaking
Kirby
of Pokemon,
Air Riders.
ZA's getting a upgrade, which is
60 frames, baby.
Much needed. And then also Scarlet and Violet is on the upgrade. Not the upgrade, but it's on like the improvement list.
It's going to be a free improvement.
Yeah, which whatever that means. It only took a brand new system to fix that game, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, elephant in the room, Nick. New FromSoft game, exclusive to the Switch.
Dude, let's go. The Duskbloods. I thought it was a Bloodborne 2.
That would be
exactly like it.
That would be insane. I thought that's what it was for a second.
Happened. Yeah,
because like when FromSoft popped up, and I was like, but yeah, this looks like the spiritual successor to Bloodborne. Absolutely.
The caveat really cool. here. The caveat here is that it's a PvPvE, so it's a multiplayer game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not a purely single player game. I think it's focused around multiplayer. Maybe not to the extent of Night Rain, but it is a multiplayer experience. That's the one little caveat here. I was really hoping it would be like a full scale single player Bloodborne-esque experience, and it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Okay.
But that being said, it looks sick. Looks awesome. I have high hopes for it.
And with like the T-Rex transformation, like that was like hilarious but awesome. Yeah.
And all the
man, FromSoft always brings the hype.
They do.
No Night Rain here though.
No Night Rain. That was interesting.
Maybe that's going to come at a later date for the Switch.
Let me fire
that comes
off
out in May at some point in May, and then
May 30th.
So the Switch is like the next week. So
yeah.
I mean, maybe it'll get announced later on. We'll see.
Some more third-party games: Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, Yakuza 0.
Cool SpongeBob level coming to that as well, which is cool.
Looks cool. Enter the Gungeon 2, a Silk Song got mentioned.
5 seconds of gameplay. 2025 still though. Let's go.
2025. God. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD remaster. The first game on the 3DS is getting a remaster.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean it's
I
coming.
think that's
coming
$40
at
too, so
launch.
it's like a kind of a budgetish title.
More
So that's
palatable.
cool.
And then what? The remaining first party games: Kirby Air Riders and Donkey Kong.
So is Air Riders, is that a multiplayer game?
I
I
think
never
so,
played Air
right?
Rider.
Or it's a single player racing game. It's either it's I don't know. I just know it's a racing game of some sort. But people sing high praises about this game on the GameCube. So
Oh, yeah, GameCube NSO is what, or coming to NSO.
Oh yeah,
Finally got our Wind Waker on.
Got Wind Waker, got Fire Emblem, no Smash,
no Smash, no Melee.
which is
Yeah, no Melee.
really interesting. Yeah, no Melee.
Did we in that kind of like scroll when they were showing like Luigi's Mansion? Was Twilight Princess in there at all?
It was not. They had both.
Maybe
Pokemon
that's the one that's getting the remake. That's the one that needs it the most. So
yeah, it needs it more with those dirty ass textures that it has. That game looks pretty gross.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And then Donkey Kong. Was that ended it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That game looks insane.
It looks incredible.
Like it's definitely like the Mario Odyssey for Donkey Kong. Like it looks awesome. I almost thought like, I mean, I was kind of like you when it first showed Donkey Kong. I was like, bummer. Like where is Mario? And I fully expected Mario to like kind of come out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, because there was that rumored like Donkey Kong Mario crossover game that was happening. I thought maybe that was but by the end of the trailer, I was like, yeah, this is absolutely day one. It looks super fun.
Just the way you can. Just the environmental destruction in this game, like it looks like you can just break anything, which is really cool. So I'm really excited to see like how far they take that, what you can do with it. I'm excited. Like it seems like the concept is you're going underground more and more and more, and like it looks like there are these like really really huge levels, and at the end of them you just travel further down into the next big explorable area. I don't know if it's like world based like Super Mario 3D World, or if it's more in line with Mario Odyssey, where it's like these big open areas that you have to explore.
I bet it's more like Odyssey.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that would be my preference, but
yeah,
very exciting nonetheless. Looks like a super cool game. And this comes out July 17th, so just a month after the Switch 2 launches, which means we're getting Mario Kart Worlds
day one,
the Zelda enhancements day one, GameCube NSO day one, and then a bunch of third-party stuff on day one.
And then Donkey Kong in July, and then obviously we're getting Pokemon probably sometime in the fall or winter. The new Zelda game coming out, the Hyrule Warriors game, I should say, coming out in winter. So there's got to be something else big. And Mario was oddly not present here, and I think maybe they did that because they have Mario Kart, and they wanted to let Donkey Kong kind of have its moment. Maybe we'll see this at a June Direct, assuming they have one, or if not, maybe a September Direct, and then they release it in like October, or something like that.
I don't know, between
fast turnaround, but
between Prime 4, Legends EA, Kirby Air Ride.
Oh yeah, Prime. We don't know when that's coming out either.
Yeah, and Hyrule Warriors. That's 4 games, and then 4 games for the back quarter of the year, because we have Mario Party Jamboree Enhanced Edition coming in July. In August, we have the Kirby in the Forgotten Land Enhanced Edition.
Maybe,
so that really leaves
maybe
like
no Mario this year, but it's its 40th. So,
I mean, Donkey Kong is kind of a celebration of Mario when you think about it.
Yeah, that's just true. And we'll probably get like a Mario Direct at some point. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, I could still see it happening this year. But maybe we don't get it until 2026, which I'm fine with. I think Donkey Kong is like that platformer that we've been kind of itching to play. So,
I mean, especially if it was the Mario team that worked on Donkey
yeah,
Kong, then it could be a while unless they had smaller strike teams working on both games.
yeah, possibility. So yeah, Mario wasn't there. Halo. I think we were both convinced that Halo is going to be there. We didn't see that, and maybe that just makes more like maybe Microsoft is doing like an actual Halo 1 remaster or remake, like a proper one, and maybe that they want to save that for their own presentation, and they'll say, hey, it's coming to PlayStation and Switch too, or it's not happening, and it's just a rumor.
Yeah, no Fire Emblem. I was sure Fire Emblem was going to be there in some capacity. I mean, anything else that you wanted to see there? Adam,
most disappointing thing so far. We'll talk about here in a second. The price of the games is absurd. They're $80 a piece. If you did not, it
depends.
It depends, but like Mario Kart is 80. So it's crazy.
Well, let's get into that because they didn't go over price of the system or price of the games during the direct. It wasn't until after that we saw that number one, the Switch 2 is launching at $450 or $450 with Mario Kart World included. So there's two versions essentially.
Yeah, which annoys me greatly when companies don't put price, like in the fact that it happened right after we got the price reveal. Like put it in the presentation. Like you control the narrative. Yes, we're due to the cost of blah blah blah. We're increasing the price of our games. We're going to do it like you did with Tears of the Kingdom. They said case by case scenario, and that's probably the way it's going to be now. Like I hope not every game is $80, but
it's not.
Who knows?
Based on what we've seen, but
yeah,
I think the price of the system $450. That's fine. It's more expensive than I thought it was going to be, but after seeing 4K output, 120 FPS, 1080p screen, it's like that makes sense. 250 gigabytes of storage. That's a lot more than the Switch 1 had. So I mean, this all makes sense. But then the prices of the games start coming out throughout the day after the direct, and we see, oh shit, like Mario Kart World is $80. Donkey Kong Bonanza is $70.
Yeah.
And then more and more information came out. Oh, the enhanced edition of Tears of the Kingdom is $80 if you're not, opting to go through NSO and use that to enhance your edition that you already own. So if you're just buying it outright for Switch 2, it's $80. Affirm payment. Yeah, seriously, man, they're gonna start offering that like at checkout. Like, man, do you wanna pay off this game over the course of 2 years with 1% interest?
It's like, and they also, I don't know if we talked about it, but they took away, like they're taking away the gold, like the little extra, dollar, the gold points. So they're taking away that. We did not get a price increase in NSO, but I mean, I still foresee that coming.
Oh yeah, 100%. With the enhanced games, with GameCube coming to NSO, like that, it's going to shoot up, and I bet it's going to shoot up more than we think it is.
So this is where like the corporate greed for me starts to kind of trickle in, because Nintendo has always kind of been the budget friendly and budget conscientious company. Their games never go on sale, and then when they do, it's like 15% off maybe. There is that. They absolutely hold their value. And I get the cost of development goes up. I get it. We've had, the Xbox 360 came out in 2005. So, I mean, we've had 20 years of a relatively stable price. It's only until 2020 is when the price went up to 70. So we have 15 years of like stability with pricing of games. But to make up for that, over the last 20 years, is companies started implementing season passes. These day one editions kind of now, where you'll pay for the season pass, but then you'll get to play a couple days early. Microtransactions out the ass, and I mean, they didn't say anything about Mario Kart, but like, is there going to be microtransactions? Like, that would be very shitty to charge $80 and then throw in microtransactions to buy characters or skins or whatever, or charge for a battle pass. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. So it's like,
I don't think they would go that far.
Yeah, but here we are, Nintendo charging $20 extra for Kirby, and I mean, Breath of the Wild is a 2017 game, and it's getting enhancements, and I understand that, and they put in the work for that, but to charge $20, or is it? No, it's 70. That Breath of the Wild is 70, and Tears of the Kingdom is 80.
Yeah,
that's still insane. Like,
what's insane
on top of that, we're gonna be paying for, we're paying way more for the console, right? We're paying an extra $150 for it. In a couple of years that OLED's coming, and that's probably going to be another that's gonna, and we're speaking of hypotheticals here, but that's gonna probably bump up to $500. Everyone's gonna be paying for NSO, so it's like Nintendo's getting their money. They're very profitable. They're not. I know we know Nintendo, and we know they're not losing money on the system. They don't operate like that, like PlayStation and Xbox does.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, where's like the fine line in the sand here? You know what I mean? Like 80 is, I don't know. I feel like it's too much, in my opinion. 70, like, you got to vote with your wallet and really pick what you want, and maybe wait for a game to go on sale. But 80s, that's a lot. I mean,
and it's 80, and the games never go on sale.
Yeah.
So it's gonna stay at 80 for years. I mean,
you buy three games that are $80. I mean, you're getting close to what the damn thing costs, and that's three games.
I did the math, and it's 17% of the value of the console, whereas with an Xbox or PlayStation, it's about 13-14% of the value per game. What is that? I mean, that's a big increase when you think about it like that.
I wonder how many people are not going to buy this thing because of this. I think it's going to be a decent amount because of the games, the price of the games.
Yeah,
they're gonna stick with, I don't know what they've been playing. Like, Game Pass looks very, very nice right now.
Yeah, I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit, to be honest. I think, I don't know if this is going to be like a catastrophic launch or a failure or anything on the level of the Wii U. Like, I definitely don't think that, but $80 is a lot for any game, but for Nintendo to try to sneak that in with, the Kirby and the Forgotten Land and the Mario Party Enhanced Edition and Mario Kart.
I mean, we've seen them do it before with like the 3DS, and
they're coming in too cocky. They're coming in way too cocky. It's what they did with the Wii U. Walk that
back and give people, the ambassador program, the free games and stuff. I'll be very curious to see if they. I don't think they'll change the price of Mario Kart, but I'd be very curious to see if they walk some of this stuff back, or see how like they're testing the waters. Because I mean, this is the 10th generation console. Like, this is the next, even though it's probably power wise, it's probably on par with Xbox and PlayStation, but they are now the forerunners, right? The front runners for the next generation. And for them to slip in that price sets a dangerous precedent, because PlayStation and Xbox are gonna follow suit, and I guarantee you GTA 6 is $100 guaranteed.
Dude, I bet it's. I could see it being like 120 for this game, for them to even recoup their investment at all in GTA 6. Like, if Mario Kart World is $80, GTA is over 100.
Yeah,
easy,
absolutely. And that's fine. I mean, GTA is like a 10+ year old game. I mean, with GTA 5. So I mean, like, that's not I don't think that's necessarily egregious per se.
I just think,
but we're just getting into dangerous waters. You know what I mean? Like we
the
just had a price
Rockstar.
increase 5 years ago. I know 5 years is a long time, but I don't know. Read the room, Nintendo. Read the world. Like everybody's fucking struggling, man. Like everything is so expensive, and everybody wants to play your console because it's. I mean, the Switch has kind of started the whole um renaissance of handhelds. So everyone wants what you're putting out because it's awesome and it looks incredible.
Mhm.
The games look great. Mario Kart looks fantastic, but man, $80 is insane. It really is.
But hey, the Rockstar execs are looking at Nintendo and saying, "Thank you guys so much
Yeah,
for
it's like
doing
that.
this."
It's like that one meme where like that dude's behind the tree and he's just like rubbing his hands. Like, thank you, Nintendo, for
They were like,
breaking the
we were
seal
worried
on
about the
this.
backlash, but now we're gonna look like saints
Yeah,
compared to Nintendo.
I'll be very curious if they walk some of this stuff back a little bit. Price of the, like I said, console's fine. Like 450, whatever. That's totally fine. Like I have no issues with the price of the console. Would I have preferred $399? Absolutely, but 450, sure. But
I think the true price is 500, and I think everyone is going to go with the $500 option because
yeah,
financially it just makes too much sense to do that versus
that's
buying
also kind of like the shitty thing
Mario Kart
too.
separately.
It's like you're kind of like baiting us here into getting the more expensive thing.
It kind of reminds me of what PlayStation did when the PS5 stock was really low, but all of a sudden they had all of these Horizon bundles for
Yeah.
550.
Yep.
And it was around the time that like they were increasing prices of the PS5 in other regions. And the
Yeah.
US didn't get an increase, but suddenly they
Suddenly.
had all this stock with Horizon.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's a little like, yeah, it's a little shitty.
yeah.
Yeah, Adam, I know what you mean. I know what you mean with the PC gaming. It's
Yeah.
starting to look. I mean, it's a
Starting to look
big
good.
asking price to jump in, but then once you get in there, I mean, there's damn near sales every single day. So
Practically giving games away.
yeah,
And they are on
yeah,
some
they
storefronts.
are. So yeah, I will say I was very, very hyped, of course, going into the direct, and I was all the way until the end, until we started getting the information on Twitter and stuff. And I'm a little bit, I don't know, taken aback a little because of that. I don't know, just that
It,
it
it
just
kind of
seems
sours it a
really,
little
really
bit.
greedy, and it's I don't know. I don't want to say it's not like Nintendo because they love to charge you for stuff, and you don't get a lot of free things from Nintendo. But this just feels a little egregious to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems a little bit overconfident, and I feel like we've seen something like this before. After they come off of the back of a really successful generation, and then they start charging you uh, for demo games and games that are meant to show off the capability of the console. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about this seems really weird. Again, I'm very excited. I'm going to be there day one, or I'm going to try to be if I can get a pre-order.
Which I did see
I
that
don't
Best
know.
Buy is doing midnight launches. So I'm like,
Dude, if I can secure a Best Buy
I
pre-order,
will be
I'm
there
for
at midnight.
sure doing the midnight launch.
Yeah. And here we are, right? Like we're dog shitting on the prices and stuff like that, but we're part of the problem, I guess.
I mean, hey, you gotta vote with your wallet.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, we want the Switch. We're gonna get the Mario Kart World bundle because that's cheaper. But you know, if games start,
Damn right, Adam.
if 80 is the new norm, then I might skip out or wait on some games that I would normally buy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Like,
I mean, 70 right now is like it's sometimes it's just a little bit too much, you know.
Yeah.
For some games, where if it was 60, that's a little bit easier. A little bit, it was
Like,
$10, and I get that. It's a price of a cup of coffee nowadays or whatever. But still, like it just looks better.
I mean,
On paper.
You bet your ass I'm not paying $70 for a Mario sports game that's half baked.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? Like all these games that I tried on the Switch for $60, and I was like, oh, I kind of wish I wouldn't have done that. Like Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, even like Pokemon Snap. Like that's a game that I would not purchase if it was 70 or $80. So
Yeah,
they're losing
absolutely
out.
not. Yeah.
Losing out on sales by doing this.
Like those games, they're going to charge 80 for like their best pristine, like whatever games, like their quadruple A games. Put the sports game at $40 or $30. Like give us a some sort of like break, right?
As a concession somewhere.
Yeah. Give us something. Thank you for your sacrifice. I did. I clicked purchase on that Mario golf game and played like 5 minutes. I was like, this is kind of ass.
It's kind of assy a little bit.
Nintendo does not give refunds at all.
No.
So yeah, a little disappointed in that. But the games look cool, man. The games look really, really
The
good.
games look great. The games look very good.
And I don't really care. Like there's a lot of that stuff's been going around about like some physical games don't have the game on it itself. You have to like it's pretty much buying the license to then download the game. Games have been doing that already on the Switch. A lot of companies do not want to pay for the extra storage or the bigger cartridges because it just costs them more money. So they will opt in to. You can still buy it physical if you want, but it's not really on the card either. So games have already been doing that. Discs do that now. Every single disc you buy, like you're pretty much downloading the game. So it is what it is with that. Yeah, I may be, as much as I love physical stuff, and I don't love the box art either for these games.
Dude, the box art's pretty ugly.
It's pretty trash.
The Switch 2 logo takes up way too much real estate at the top.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just makes it seem like lower quality.
Lower quality. It looks like it's like photoshopped almost. It
looks like a fan.
And I get that they want to make sure it's different looking than the regular Switch box because they're going to be selling Switch games for years to come.
Yeah.
But man, like, come on, like, y'all could have something a little bit better.
I don't love the Switch 2 logo in general. Like it sounds like it should be like phonetically like Switch or Nintendo 2 Switch because that's how it's kind of written out. But it's Nintendo. I don't know, man. Now I'm just like picking on them because I'm mad about the price of their games. But
I mean, like they've had a problem with like sequel consoles.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, they never had a direct sequel console like this, but yeah, for their from Wii to Wii U, didn't do great.
And you could say like NES, the Super NES, like that was a sequel console, but
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Still very excited, but
I'll still be F5ing my Best Buy website and
there's definitely a but in that sentence. It's just frustrating. Like, man, I'll be very curious. It's Nintendo and they're kind of stubborn with that stuff, so they're probably not going to budge. But I would be very curious if they're having conversations right now because it's not a good look when you talk about your Treehouse presentations and like the top comment is like, are you going to charge $80 for this presentation for us to watch it or something like it's not a good look.
No,
I know it's like it's a joke, but like if that's what people like, that's what the vast majority of comments are saying. That's bad. That's not good.
If that's the news that everyone latched onto, then
I mean, $80 video games was trending on Twitter earlier.
Yeah. They set a precedent now, and other companies are going to follow suit, and customers are going to blame Nintendo for starting it.
Yeah, I'll be very curious if they walk any of that stuff back. Again, probably not, but
they have 2 months to do it. The clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got really negative, but I liked everything I saw. I think it was a 9 out of 10 presentation that was quickly brought down by all of the news that came out after the presentation.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm reading someone who tweeted out he got 150,000 views on Twitter. Says, I'm going to say this with no malice. I genuinely think the Switch 2 is going to be a generational flop for Nintendo. These price tags have created such negativity around its release that I'm actually flabbergasted. They fucked this up bad. I mean, I could see it.
I don't think it'll be a flop.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a generational
but I could see
flop.
it selling less than 50 million.
If someone just posted up like they retweeted CenturyLeaks like a picture of the UI, what it's supposed to look like, and it just has Mario Kart, and then the rest of the tiles are blank, and it says, "This is how Nintendo Switch menu will look like because you can only afford one game." Yeah. It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good that that's what people were latching onto.
Please don't say, "Damn," when you hear the price. Yeah, very very interesting. We'll see what happens in the near future. Ollie, no Xenoblade though. No Xenoblade news or like upgrade news or anything like that.
Yeah, it was weird. No, yeah, Xenoblade X, Xenoblade 3, no Monolith Soft game announcement.
Yeah, which I mean that could definitely come later on this year or next year. Got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Yeah, Adam, you're welcome. Appreciate you.
Well, I'm still going to try to pre-order next week.
Oh, for sure.
Doesn't change my plans.
I do, however, like the way they're doing pre-orders. We didn't talk about that, but like you have to have an NSO membership for 12 months and 50 hours of actual gameplay or gaming on the Switch. So I do like that a lot.
Yeah, and they're going to phase it out
very good
as well.
And I think they're doing phases too. So that's cool.
Those don't start next week, right? Do those start early May?
So, well, yeah. So next week, April 9th, they're doing. You can pre-order it on Nintendo's website.
On Nintendo's website.
Yeah, and you'll get the email if you can, and it's also cool too, is if you opt in on their website and they say, hey, you're eligible, they will hold your pre-order technically, like they will hold like your place in line for the pre-order up to 72 hours. So you have 3 days to actually pre-order the system, which is also pretty cool. So I feel like they're doing that right. And then I think in May is when they're doing like the next wave of NSO purchasing.
Okay, so the starting next week,
it's open up to everybody and Nintendo's website.
And then they go out to the next phase in May.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I'm not sure about the retailers. I don't know how many waves they're going to have either, or if it's just going to be the one initial wave and that's it.
I'm sure they'll have multiple waves. I'm sure Walmart will have some waves, Best Buy. I don't know if Amazon. I don't think it'll be purchasable through Amazon. I don't think Nintendo has a great relationship.
I don't pick games up anymore from Amazon.
Yeah, you've been burned too many times.
And I was just burned on Best Buy. So, but I pre-ordered my Xbox. No, I think I got my Xbox through Walmart, and that came same day.
Yeah.
I don't know, wherever I can get it.
So this says the first batch of invitations will go out starting May 8th, 2025, with additional batches of invitation emails sent periodically until purchasing on the stores open to everyone.
Okay, well maybe it's retailers next week, April 9th, and then
their store. See you, Adam. Okay.
See you, buddy.
Oh, Adam, happy birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Damn it, I saw it on Facebook this morning. I meant to text you. Happy birthday, I love you.
Happy birthday. Mr. President.
Man, I almost pulled a Brendan. Forgetting Adam's
Dang.
birthday.
Not a Brendan.
Not a Brendan.
But yeah, still very excited. Can't wait to get my hands on this thing. I know I'm going to love it. But
a lot of
those game
butts.
prices suck.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get like a lot of great like indie games as well. Like Hollow Knight is coming out. You know.
Yeah, and hopefully the third party stuff isn't too overpriced.
Yeah, I don't see them doing 80.
No, I maybe not even 70. Maybe just stick to 60 for like older games like Elden Ring and Cyberpunk.
I think Elden Ring will be $60.
Yeah,
but who knows? So, all right, Nick. Well, final thoughts on the Switch 2 presentation.
I thought it was great. A lot of negative stuff came out afterwards.
Yeah, but
the presentation itself was pretty hype. That was really well done.
Yeah. Gonna tune into the Treehouse stuff tomorrow. I'm sure it's gonna be just all the comment. They might have the comments turned off. Like, to be honest, which again is not good. Like, that is not the narrative you want to have.
If they're already doing damage control like this, then not great. They should have gotten ahead of it, controlled the narrative, talked about why they're increasing the price.
Should have known.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, guys. Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed this bonus podcast recap of the Switch 2 presentation. Appreciate everyone listening. If you can review us on your favorite podcasting platform of choice, that would be greatly appreciated. And we'll see you with our regularly scheduled program on